It's a good idea.
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend.
Plains Cover Crop is your one-stop seed shop. Call us now for spring and summer forages, CRP mixes, and fall cover crop blends. We do farm-specific consulting for practical and efficient seed blends to fit your geography and goals. With a very diverse inventory, we will tailor a blend just for you. We're also looking for contract growers, and we buy and sell rye. Find us online at plainscovercrop.com. Timeless agronomy practices paired with modern technology. East Highway 20 in Orchard and across Nebraska.
Hi, it's Joel Norman, the voice of your Lincoln Stars hockey team. Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket every Tuesday night from 8 to 9 p.m. to hear the latest on the Stars with myself, head coach Rocky Russo, and special player guests.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
This is Rick Heyman, president of Sartor Heyman Jewelers. I'm inviting you to stop by any of our 3 great locations to see why we have been voted best of for decades. We're a 4-generation jewelry company that refuses to compromise on quality or service. If you're in the market for anything for anyone special, nothing, and I mean nothing, says it better than Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Sartor Heyman Jewelers since 1905 in Lincoln and Grand Island.
So what's this new concept happening at 1040 O Street? There's 93.7 The Ticket, there's The Mill Coffee and Tea, and there's Grandma's Bake Shop and Beatrice Bakery? Well, yeah, it's all of those things. It's a place for the community to hang out, grab a drink and a bite, and just chill, or work, or meet, or chat, or whatever you want to do. 93.7 The Ticket, The Mill Coffee and Tea, Grandma's Bake Shop and Beatrice Bakery, all together at 1040 O Street.
How was your drive to school?
Let me tell you, I had to get my iced coffee first. I just can't seem to put it down. My favorite rapper just announced a tour. My phone was buzzing like crazy. I'm so excited. I had to text all my friends right then to talk about it. Then someone started calling me and...
Let's try that again.
I turned my phone off right away. I never drive distracted.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
I'm Christy. I used to smoke cigarettes. I had smoker's cough and severe shortness of breath, and I knew I had to quit. Then I tried e-cigarettes, but I just ended up using both. I really didn't start to get better until I quit smoking completely. My tip to you is just cutting down on the number of cigarettes you smoke isn't enough.
Call the Nebraska Tobacco Quit Line, 1-800-QUIT-NOW, 1-800-784-8669. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Victor deployed for the first time to Afghanistan in 2003. At 4 a.m, my phone rang. They said, "I regret to inform you that your husband was wounded in action." Victor sustained a moderate traumatic brain injury. I was doing school full-time, and I was also then caring for Victor. One of the most important elements of caregiving is taking care of yourself. I just didn't want to forget that I also had goals and that I also had a life. What I did is I challenged Victor to meet me halfway. There are almost 6 million military and veteran caregivers across the nation. We have our own journey, and we can fulfill that journey at the same time that we are helping our loved one.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for a free military veterans guide to navigate your caregiving journey and better care for your loved one and yourself. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
This is Bigger Than the Score with Peter Ferguson on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome to 93.7 The Ticket. This is Bigger Than the Score. This is Peter Ferguson with Peter Ferguson BHS LLC on November 12th, and joined on the ones and twos, as we like to say, the Dr. Dre of 93.7. I know that'll never get old for me. We're going to change the theme music until we go the dun, 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 dun.
We'll get it in there. One day we'll tune it up in there.
But Mr. Harrison, Harrison, how you doing this morning?
Yeah, I'm doing great. We had Inside the Huddle with Jay Foreman not too long ago, so we got that out of the way. Yeah. We'll call it the house cleaning for the day, because it was a little bit of a chore to kind of hog through all the Husker football game. But nonetheless, like, yeah, obviously lost for Husker football yesterday, but we got a good day today here, what I call a nice little good feel-good hour, and then Ticket Weekends again as a whole. This Sunday, I think it's early as 7 a.m., and then we go all the way to 11 p.m. So Sundays are just awesome. We got tons of like great Husker content. We have community shows like this one. We get some in-depth ones with Husker Rewind, some individual sports, and then, the Malone Project. There's such a wide variety of shows on these Sunday programs. So if you haven't listened to it, this is a great one to kind of start with and just listen on, and you'll kind of just jump all around the Lincoln, it feels like, with athletes, community, and who knows where else. But it's been a great Sunday so far.
Yeah, awesome. Well, like you said, the Huskers took it on the chin a little bit, but as we move on and move forward, appreciate the effort and all those individuals out there. Also, just want to recognize it's Veterans. Veterans Day officially was yesterday, but celebrating this weekend, you'll see that across the NFL and some of the college games. And so we'll have a couple in studio as well, but just definitely want to recognize the service of those who have either given their lives or are giving service to our country, or even thinking about going into it as well. I'm a military brat. My dad was in the Army for 25 years, served in Vietnam twice, passed away in 2000, but, understand what that was like, understand the affirmations at times you get, but also the challenges that puts sometimes on families. And I think sometimes we overlook the families in that. And so knowing my mom, there were times that she was home alone and like I said, taking care of probably not the easiest kids in the world sometimes. And I'm going to put that on my sister, Felicia, but me as well. So don't want to neglect those families. A couple just shout outs to individuals I know who have served. Nate Woods, who's in the area. We'll have Coach Ruben Beltran here, Coach Giles, Michael Alvarez, Irene Prince, Bill Bryant, Jarrell Roach, who's up in Omaha, Dale Burridge, and just again, there's so many more, but those are some individuals that I'm connected with. And so again, want to just say Happy Veterans Day, but not just today, but for your service and contribution to the country.
Yeah, again, it's great. I know Kendall Warnock for A1 Automotive.
Oh, yeah.
He had on Thursday where he was servicing veterans' cars for free.
Yeah.
I want to say he got about 28 done, which is just really awesome. And of course, doing a few extra things on there, just being a nice guy. But yeah, it's definitely great to help those guys out. And, he kind of brought up a great point when we had him on there and why he wanted to do it. A lot of those veterans, they have a lot of pride, and especially guys too in general. When they're kind of going through that stuff, they don't always want to say it. They don't always want to reach out for help. So again, just, being honest and just having their support, having their back any way you can, you can show it in a ton of different ways. But it's just great. So if you know any veterans out there, not anyone in my family, but of course, friends, definitely, it's not too late to say, shout them out, say thank you for their service and all that. So again, it's just kind of awesome to see that celebrate and, see kind of Warnock. I think it's 3 years in a row now where he's done that service for veterans, get their car service for free and so many other things across Lincoln. But it's really an important thing to do.
Fantastic. Well, kind of before we get started, I've started wanting to give some bigger in the score shout outs here in the morning. And so we, some things, had a weekend with Kearney volleyball. So UNK and Lopes Up and, had some moments this weekend. Probably not all the moments that they wanted to have, but as I said before, have had a phenomenal season. I believe 24-4, played Missouri Southern, and on Missouri Southern, they have Hannah Alec, who's Becca Alec's sister, and she's doing a tremendous job in that program. And has just I've seen her the last couple of years help propel them into in a position where they get to play in the conference tournament. But Jensen Rowe, who is a member of the UNK volleyball team, hit 1,000 digs this year. And then my daughter, have to give a shout out, reached 1,000 kills for her career this weekend. Nice. And so just want to give a shout out, really proud of both of them for their just, kind of that longevity, but also kind of staying healthy. And kind of the unique thing is they are both in that COVID kind of year of eligibility type. And so their COVID time did not count for their league. I know some leagues had, let their stats and numbers and things like that count. So that just is a real true testament. And I mean, there's a lot of individuals who were done in 4 years and kind of went on and didn't get some of those things. And so just want to give a shout out to them. Also, just some scholars that I'm connected with, Rafa, Wid, Asia, who was on the show last week, and Jeremiah as well. And then Layla Riley, they were facilitators in Omaha, youth facilitators for a conference up there, an all-youth conference run by Mr. Barry Thomas. And so had over about 150 scholars from around the Omaha area, and they were the only Lincoln representatives much in part because they had heard them on the show and some different things and said, hey, can they come up and talk and be engaged? And they went up and did a phenomenal job while I was on the road and not able to be there, and zoomed in a little bit. So gonna want to just give those shout outs. If you have other shout outs, Harrison, how can they get in touch with us if there's great news out there, people you want to see on the show, or just want to chime in today?
Yeah, absolutely. We can do a roll call or, shout out, what's going right this morning.
Yeah.
Again, like it's kind of feel good hour, but nonetheless, 402-464-5685. That is the Sartor Heyman text line. We can do a roll call out here. Just shoot us a text, or you can come down to 1040 O Street, say what's up in person. Check out the streams, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Allo Channel 951. Again, I always say that's a great way to put a face to the voice. We're going to have a few new more faces on here as well. Why don't you go ahead and lay out who we have up here for our guest on this show before we go ahead and throw it to our first break.
Yeah, and like I said, Harrison, as you said, I think today is a day you want to come down. The fitness fanatics are not the only ones who have people in the house. We brought in the reinforcements today, and it's going to be
you
something
got a party
special.
behind the window. I was a little surprised. I looked at Jay Foreman, and all of a sudden I turned around and I was like, oh, we got a nice table set out, and everything was just, that was quick. I think everyone got here in like a 5-minute window, because it went from zero to everyone was all set up ready to go.
Well, when the food came, that was what it was about. But in all honesty, if you get in the area, come down to 1040 O Street. We're going to tell you why. We got some good smells in the place. In studio today, I am excited and honored and humbled just to have some individuals that I've just recently gotten to know, and then others have known for some time. And I'm going to start with the more recent. We've got Matt Nay. And Matt, as many of you know, we are hijacking Matt. He's been dubbed as the chef of the drive. And so AD and Raph, we went ahead and took him. We signed him to an NIL deal. He cannot be released. He cannot serve food for any radio station in a 2-hour radius. But no, Matt has done a tremendous job. He will tell you a little bit about his journey, but he says he's a self-proclaimed foodie. And then he's also got a special guest here, and I'm going to let him introduce her. But I think she's going to steal the show without question.
Absolutely.
And then I got Ruben Beltran. Ruben, as I talked about veterans before, is a veteran, but also want to say Ruben has been a longtime friend, somebody I've known since middle school when we arrived here. And he's responsible for the mass that's in back of us, chowing down on the food. So welcome both you guys, or all three of you. How you doing today?
Good. Doing great.
Awesome. So, Matt, I'm just going to start with you. Why don't you introduce who you have with you and who are you, and we'll go from there.
Absolutely. So I got my daughter here with me, Brinley. Want to say hi?
Hi.
Hey, Brinley, how you doing?
Good.
Awesome.
She's my little helper in the kitchen. So, again, my name is Matt Nay. I'm a private caterer, chef, and just absolutely love to cook. Been doing it most of my life. Brinley here loves to cook. What's your favorite thing to cook, Brinley? Cinnamon rolls.
Cinnamon rolls. Okay.
And we have cinnamon rolls here today.
I was going to tell Harrison's kind of looking at me sideways, like, do you mind if I can just leave real quick? I'm going to go get one before they're all gone, because we have some in the studio. We'll get to that in a little bit. Brinley, tell us, how old are you?
5.5.
Brinley's 5.5 years old, so rocking the station. So Brinley, glad to have you. Coach Ruben, I say Coach Ruben, but Ruben, tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you from? Have you always lived in Lincoln?
No, I'm actually originally from El Paso, Texas. We came to Nebraska. My dad was in the military. He did 44 years, 24 active duty and 20 reserve time. And believe it or not, Nebraska went to El Paso to play at the Sun Bowl. And he was like, that sounds like a good place to go live. And it was either Oklahoma, South Dakota, or Lincoln. And when he came to Lincoln, he said, the people are really nice. And that's how we ended up here.
Awesome. Yep. And so have known you for some time, I guess give some insight on how we used to kind of hoop together and everything.
Yeah, actually, Pete was actually the first person I actually met on the basketball court, and we used to go one-on-one before classes and after classes. I actually had played basketball year-round in Texas, and so I was always on the court, and Pete was always on the court, and we used to just hoop it up and bang on each other. So
that was about 3 knees ago. So Harris was like, okay, I want to see that right now. It looks like we're both post players. We will go by ones and see who can go ahead and turn over before we run out of breath. Yep. Matt, we asked Ruben about where he's from. Tell us a little bit about your journey. Have you always lived in Lincoln? Has this been your home? Where have you gone to school?
Yeah, born and raised here in Lincoln.
Okay.
So I went to Pershing Elementary, Mickle, and then Northeast.
Okay. Okay. And then give a shout out. Who's in your family? You got Brentley here. Who else is in the fam?
Who are you going to say I do?
Open Oma.
So Hope and Omar, grandma and grandpa.
Okay. Awesome.
So they're tuning in right now, watching and listening. So Brentley really wanted to make sure she said hi there.
Awesome. Awesome. And making sure you get those shouts out. Anybody else, pets or anything else in the fam?
No pets, but I'll give a shout out to my significant other, Jonna, and her boys. I'm sure they're tuning in, listening too. So
awesome.
We had a family Thanksgiving for them yesterday. So
okay.
Did the whole works.
Awesome. Well, I want to start with you real quick. Is just about kind of the food you brought. You said you're a chef and kind of you do catering and some different things. How did you get into that?
I'm a chef.
You're a chef too.
You're a chef too. She's gonna chop it up. I like that.
Yeah, I started when I was probably just a little bit older than her.
Okay.
Started at home. My parents let me cook. So I would kind of just mess around the kitchen and help out. And then, probably in middle school, I took a home ec class. And we made homemade pizza. It was just like a pre-made dough, right? And throw some cheese and sauce and pepperoni on there, I think. But I just love the process of taking some the ingredients and just making it and seeing it come out and then be able to enjoy it. So I started watching Food Network.
Okay.
Back in the day when it was Emeril Lagasse and Mario Batali and some of the originals on
Those
Food
are
Network.
some names right there. You don't even know who those individuals are.
Yeah, I was about my head.
He's like
Nothing.
he's like Emeril Lagasse. I can't afford to go to his restaurant.
So I started watching those guys and just started experimenting in the kitchen. And as time went on, I just started cooking more and more and learning as much as I could. And it's just something I've loved to do for probably since I was 8.
Wow. So what's your specialty? What's the thing if you're gonna say I'm coming to your place and you're gonna throw down? What is it?
Gosh, it seems like recently here steak and potatoes has been my thing that I've been making the last couple of events that I've had. But love doing Mexican food. Make a really good enchilada with like a chorizo cream sauce. It's delicious.
Well, hey, that's funny because you like to cook, I like to eat, and I am Mexican, and I eat all the time. So
there we go.
We might have a partnership here.
I was like, Harrison and I are looking at each other like we got something. We got to throw something in there for a little bit. So you said that, and then what? Like, I know we're gonna go to a break here in a quick minute, but like, what is the food? If I was to ask you, that brings you joy, I want to ask all three of you. What's the food if you think about like, man, that's the thing I want.
Oh. Cinnamon rolls.
She said the cinnamon rolls. Okay.
For me, it's easy. Tacos.
Okay.
I love tacos.
Okay. Coach Ruben, what about you?
But I have to go with the chile rellenos, man. Those are just in a tortilla, without a tortilla, beans and rice on the side, no beans and rice, chile rellenos by far.
Wow. Well, right there, our mouths are watering. Hey, if you're in the area or it's not too late, come on in, 1040 O Street, 93.7 The Ticket. We've got some samples of Chef Matt's stuff here. We're going to bring the teams on right after the break, but you're listening to 93.7 The Ticket, Bigger Than the Score. This is Peter Ferguson.
Today's agenda includes office meetings this morning, followed by a client lunch, then back to the office for another meeting, and ending the day with a presentation at a client's office. When you are on the go, you need an office phone that goes with you. At Hamilton, our business phone systems make it easy to sync your office phone features to your cell phone for quick and seamless call handling, no matter where you work. If your current office phone can't do this, you need better. Hire your local experts. Hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Leaves are falling and the temperatures are cooling down. But don't put your golf clubs away. Double Eagle Golf makes golf leagues and events possible year-round. Leagues are underway with winter leagues beginning on November 27th. Check out their deals on monthly memberships and schedule your Husker watch parties, birthday or bachelor parties, corporate and team outings, or just a good old Saturday with the boys. That's all at Double Eagle Golf inside the Kinetic Sports Complex on West O Street. Book a tee time today or learn more at Double Eagle Golf. A day. I could sure use an afternoon pick-me-up. Hold up. The new 93.7 The Ticket location has a milk, coffee, and tea inside? Oh yeah, this is a game changer.
Need an afternoon pick-me-up? How about a coffee or smoothie on your way to work? Stop by the Ticket Mill location on 1040 O Street to get your go-to drink or try out our new game day drinks exclusive to the Ticket Mill location. We know it'll make your day a million times better.
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day, because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
All right, Rico, let's do the final checklist before we head out. We have a lot of people coming to the tailgate today.
I'm ready.
Burgers? Check. Chips? Check. Icy cold beer? Check.
Except this one.
I'm forgetting something. Wait a second. Where's the Führer's cheese spread?
I can't stop eating it.
Rico,
Relax. I always pack extra. It's the biggest hit of the tailgate.
For the best appetizer, party dip, and tailgate snack, load up on Führer's cheese spread today. Found in most local grocery stores.
Hi, my name is Molly Party. I'm a realtor with MP Dodge Real Estate. I'm a newly licensed agent and considered numerous brokerages before deciding on MP Dodge. I chose the company that gives me the most support in my new career, plus guidance and encouragement along the way. MP Dodge has a unique mentoring program for new agents. It's helped jumpstart my career and has a supportive management team and administrative staff. So if you're contemplating a career in real estate, look no further than MP Dodge. It will be the best decision you make.
How was your drive to school?
Let me tell you, I had to get my iced coffee first. I just can't seem to put it down. My favorite rapper just announced a tour. My phone was buzzing like crazy. I'm so excited. I had to text all my friends right then to talk about it. Then someone started calling me and...
Let's try that again.
I turned my phone off right away. I never drive distracted.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
My early Alzheimer's diagnosis was hard to take.
But it gave my mom and me more time to plan together.
Talk to your family about seeing a doctor. Go to alz.org/time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now in our new time. We're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
Sometimes I just cannot believe all the storms we've gone through here. I can only hope that we'll be able to leave this house to you one day, baby. You're our legacy.
Planning for these disasters will make sure we're safe, and is the best way to protect that legacy.
Protect your legacy. Visit ready.gov/plan for the tools and tips you need to start your emergency preparedness plan today. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
This is Bud Seinhorst, President and CEO of LIBA, the Lincoln Independent Business Association. Join us every Saturday from 9 to 10 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket for the LIBA Business Hour, as we discuss local business and highlight those who are thriving in the Lincoln area. It's the LIBA Business Hour, Saturdays from 9 to 10 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Experience the Landmark difference with the next level of dealer support. Landmark, your local John Deere dealer, continually works to have parts on hand the first time you walk in the door. Our internal route system means we can get the parts to you typically same or next day to keep you up and running. At Landmark, we understand time is money. Get more uptime with our after-hours parts and service support on the phone or in the field. Our sales, precision ag, parts, and service teams are ready to serve you this planning season. Stop by your local Landmark today to experience the Landmark difference.
Fall has arrived, and it's the perfect weather for the DIY market to listen to the game while building a deck. Deck City is a great place to start as Lincoln's local source for everything decks. Deck City has everything you need to build the deck of your dreams, from treated lumber to Westbury aluminum railings and Decorators composite decking. They offer advice from real deck professionals to give you proper guidance and to make your project go smoothly. Call them today to schedule an appointment at 402-480-6671 or go online to deckcityne.com.
Back to Bigger Than the Score with Peter Ferguson on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back to 93.7 The Ticket, Bigger Than the Score. This is Peter Ferguson, and on the ones and twos with Mr. Harrison, doing a great job as always. Really appreciate him holding it down on Sundays. So we had just transitioned. We had Brinley and Chef Matt. And Chef Matt went out to kind of share a little bit more about the food that he bought. And we've got some scholars and some taste testers in the studio, and we're still here with Coach Ruben. And so we're joined by Scholar Veda and Macy in the studio. How y'all doing?
Good.
Awesome. Oh, in unison too.
That was in sync.
Let's try that again. How y'all doing?
Good.
Wow. It's like twinning in here. It's a little scary.
I teach him that, guys. You're welcome.
Well, hey, Coach Ruben, we talked a little bit. Tell us, these scholars are from a basketball team. You get the opportunity to coach them. Give us a little brief overview.
Yeah, so actually these scholars are from the Timberwolves organization. Timberwolves actually / Ubuntu. And for those that don't know, actually Pete had started the Ubuntu and stepped away because he wants to be part of his daughter's athletic career. But we're waiting to get him back. We're waiting to get him back. And so, yeah, they've been in the organization about 3 years. Macy is probably the newest member of the organization. So it's always good that we have a positive influence on them. So then they tell their friends and they hear about us from other people, and they want to come into our organization because of our philosophy that actually you started, and Tim Hahn right now is carrying the philosophy. And so, yeah, they're here, and it's not always a win, but
it's bigger than the score.
Bigger than the
there
score.
There you go. Great intro on that. So Veda and Macy, a little bit about you. Veda, we'll start with you because I got the opportunity to coach you the first year you came in, I think 4th grade. Tell us a little bit. Are you from Lincoln? Were you born here? Where do you go to school? Where kind of tell us a little bit about who you are.
Yeah, I was born in Lincoln, and I go to school at Moore Middle School. I went to Maxie in elementary school.
Okay. And what grade are you in right now?
7th.
7th grade, making it happen in 7th grade. Macy, what about you?
I was born in Lincoln. I go to Goodrich Middle School, and I went to Belmont.
Okay, fantastic. So we're gonna start. We got food in the house, so I got to ask you this question. One of these things has to go: biscuits, pancakes, French toast, or waffles. Which one, Macy?
Waffles.
Waffles. Okay, hang on. Why?
Because I don't know why. I just don't like them.
You just don't like what? Well, okay. We're gonna get there. Veda, what about you?
Waffles.
Waffles. Okay, you got a reason why?
Pancakes are better than waffles.
Okay. Yeah, pancakes. Coach Ruben, what about you? Because I know this is gonna be the talk of practice on Monday and Wednesday.
Hey, I'll tell you what. I'll never get rid of any food. I'm in. 320 pounds of love. I am in all of it.
Fitness Fanatics will be in here shortly.
Yep.
They're gonna have a conversation with me in regards to that. So Veda, tell us who's in your family, and give a shout out to who all makes up your family.
My mom, my dad, and my sister Sylvie.
Okay, fantastic. What about you, Macy?
My mom, my dad, and my brother.
Okay, fantastic. So tell us why. I mean, what else do you do? I mean, obviously you're playing basketball. Is that your primary? What other extracurriculars are you involved in?
I mostly do basketball. I do it for school too. I do softball, and I do volleyball for school.
Okay, Macy, what about you?
I do basketball. I do soccer, and those are just the 2 things I like to do. So.
Okay. And so, Coach Ruben, you're in the midst of your season right now and everything, probably just starting. I know you've been practicing since October. Tell us a little bit about the team, and then what do these 2 individuals add to the mix?
Yeah, so actually the team itself is comprised of girls all over Lincoln, and we actually have one girl out of Elmwood Murdoch.
Okay.
So what these girls bring to the table actually is some toughness, believe it or not. Macy's brand new to the team, and we loved her toughness. We loved her, and I'll be honest, she doesn't know how good and how tough she can actually be yet, but she's getting there. And Veda, and I call her Vader because I would mess up her name in the beginning. And if you guys know me, I'll always forget people's names until I get to know you and deal with you for a little bit. But Vader actually just kind of brings a calm, and she's just so low key that sometimes I've got to get her up, and she's a leader for the team, and people will follow her, even though she doesn't know that what she does actually gets everybody's looking at her to do what she's doing, and they follow her. So she's a good leader.
Awesome. Well, Veda, tell us a little bit, like, why, you've played for a number of years. I know your talent, I know your ability, great, better individual than you are a player, and that's at both of those are at a very high level. But why do you enjoy this group?
Well, the people I love everyone on the team, and it doesn't matter how long we've known them or not, but everyone is a really good person on the team, and they all bring a good aspect to the team, and it doesn't matter who they are outside of basketball or not. We just play basketball.
Awesome. That's cool. Macy, you're new to the group. So as you got in the group, I mean, there may have been some nerves as you're like, okay, or maybe you knew some individuals. Like, what has made this group a group that you're like, yeah, this is cool. This is home. This is a good team for me.
I kind of like it because, like Veda said, like everyone on the team is really nice. And like when I first got there, they weren't all rude and stuff. They're actually really nice and welcoming, and that's what I liked, because when I was on Lasers, when I first joined, they were all really rude. So then I had to get to know them, but still they were kind of rude after I got to know them. So then I kind of wanted to switch teams. So then I switched to Timberwolves because I knew Bryn. So then she said it was a good organization, so I joined, and everyone was nice to me when I joined.
Awesome. So I want to ask you some piece of advice. Okay. Veda, we're going to ask you, what's a piece of advice that you would give to other scholars, so other student athletes, and this is student athletes from, students that are from kindergarten all the way up to college. What's a piece of advice that you would give to them?
To respect their coaches, because I've gotten really good advice that's for basketball and out of basketball that's changed my outlook on life, and it's just really helpful to hear your coaches, and it doesn't matter if they're mean or not or something. They know what they're doing more than you do, so just to respect your coaches.
Wow, that's powerful. Macy, what about you? What's a piece, and I'm going to ask you, what's a piece of advice that you would give to coaches?
The coaches? I don't really know, because I feel like the coaches, what they do actually is good for the people that they're coaching. And I feel like Ruben and Vern, they teach us a lot. Even though I just joined, I feel like I've already learned a lot. So I kind of feel like they should just keep doing what they're doing, because they're doing stuff that's really good.
So I want to go back to that. Coach Vern isn't able to be here this morning. And with food here, if you do, Coach Vern does not miss a meal. So we're going to make a to-go plate for Coach Vern, because he's probably listening and being like, wait a minute, you didn't tell me there was going to be food here. Macy, what's one thing that you, like if Coach Vern was sitting right here, you could be like, hey, thank you for telling me this?
I would tell him, thank you for pushing me to having me, because when I first joined, I wasn't really a kind of person that is really defensive. So both of the coaches, they got me to open up and be more defensive and be more aggressive with the ball.
Like that. Coach Ruben, as you've seen kind of the progression of these young ladies, just why female sports, why this team? Because you don't have kids in the mix. You've been coaching, for years without a kid in the mix. And we see a lot of parents that are coaching, which is great. I did it. Others do it, but why, invest this time when, really you don't have bloodlines attached?
Yeah, actually. So, I know we lost contact for a little bit, but I actually ref for over 20 years, football, basketball. I did volleyball. I think basketball I ended up doing for 27 years. And it just got old listening to people that didn't know the game, right? And I used to coach boys basketball and loved it. But then it became that they were so thinned out. They were playing on 3-4 teams, and some of them became prima donnas. And I'm, telling me they can't dive on the floor. If you can't dive on the floor for my team, you can't play for my team. And if you can't show up to practice, you can't play for me. Now, the other thing is when I switched over to girls, they just had a different intensity. I do have a lot of nieces, so that kind of, I had one niece that played for me, and she felt the wrath. And like I tell these girls, I might like you, but doesn't mean that you're going to get away with me not yelling at you on the basketball court and me pushing you. And every girl that I've had on any team that I've had on whether it's the Ubuntu, whether it's Nebraska Supreme, they were willing to get on the floor and get dirty. And you know, I love it. I love it, man. That if I tell them to run through the door, they're gonna ask why, which boys normally won't do. But then it'll make sense to them why I'm asking them to do what they do, and then they figure it out, and the light goes on. And then not only that, but actually, it's also I'm pushing them to be leaders in their communities, in their schools, without them even knowing it.
Awesome.
You know, giving them that, hey, you guys can do it. Not just boys, you guys can do it too.
Well, before we go to break, I want to ask Veda and I want to ask Macy, I want to ask you one question. So you can invite any person to a meal. So breakfast, lunch, dinner. I consider snack a meal because I snack quite a bit. Who would it be and why would you invite that person? Veda, we'll start with you.
Probably Vern, because I like how he's a good coach, and I think he's a good person, and he's just, everything he says is just like kind of changes how you think about things, and it's like kind of like opens your mindset a little more, and I just have a lot of respect for him. So
Awesome. Which meal would you bring him to?
McDonald's.
Okay, McDonald's. That's right. They got all breakfast all day. Macy, what about you quickly?
I would do my dad because he's my number one supporter, and he taught me that in basketball you can't just like take the ball for yourself. You have to include your other teammates and stuff. That's why you have a team for a reason. And I would bring him to Canes because that's me and my dad's favorite. And I would bring him there.
Awesome. Well, hey, I want to thank all three of you for being on 93.7 The Ticket, Bigger Than the Score. Veda, Macy, Coach Ruben from the Timberwolves Ubuntu. Best of luck on the rest of your season. We're going to have two more of your teammates, and we're going to bring Mr. Chef Nay back in and kind of give a review of the food. So we'll be right back after this break on 93.7 The Ticket, Bigger Than the Score.
Your business runs like a well-oiled machine. It's important that your actual machines do too. Stern is here to make sure you don't have to worry about that. They provide solutions for heavy equipment and automotive fuels, lubricants, and equipment guard options. And with Stern's commitment to customer service for the past 40 years, you know you have a partner to help support your operations for years to come. Contact Roger at Stern Company by calling 1-800-477-2744 or visit them online at stern.co. Stern Company, where problems meet solvers.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock with A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. If you're looking for an automotive repair facility you can genuinely trust, we would be grateful for the opportunity to earn your business repairing your vehicle. We have ASE master technicians and qualified to work on a variety of vehicles from Hondas to Porsches, Jaguars to Toyotas, and Chevrolets to Fords. We pride ourselves on customer service and relationships, and we would be grateful for the opportunity to serve you. Give us a call at 402-477-4660. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
Experience the Landmark difference with the next level of dealer support. Landmark, your local John Deere dealer, continually works to have parts on hand the first time you walk in the door. Our internal route system means we can get the parts to you typically same or next day to keep you up and running. At Landmark, we understand time is money. Get more uptime with our after-hours parts and service support on the phone or in the field. Our sales, precision ag, parts, and service teams are ready to serve you this planting season. Stop by your local Landmark today to experience the Landmark difference.
Hey, it's Chad with the Nutrition Authority inviting you to stop in and check out the all-new complete post-workout recovery, CPR. CPR is ideal for anyone who works out or competes and wants to maximize results. CPR can only be found at Nutrition Authority. Stop in today and try a free sample or visit us at mynutritionauthority.com.
Fall has arrived, and it's the perfect weather for the DIY market to listen to the game while building a deck. Deck City is a great place to start as Lincoln's local source for everything decks. Deck City has everything you need to build the deck of your dreams, from treated lumber to Westbury aluminum railings and Decorators composite decking. They offer advice from real deck professionals to give you proper guidance and to make your project go smoothly. Call them today to schedule an appointment at 402-480-6671 or go online to deckcityne.com.
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate, 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
This is Rick Heyman, president of Sartor Heyman Jewelers. I'm inviting you to stop by any of our 3 great locations to see why we have been voted best of for decades. We're a 4-generation jewelry company that refuses to compromise on quality or service. If you're in the market for anything for anyone special, nothing, and I mean nothing, says it better than Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Sartor Heyman Jewelers since 1905 in Lincoln and Grand Island.
Okay, it's time to sell the house. How do we even begin to choose from the hundreds of realtors in town?
Easy. We make a pros list.
You mean a pros and cons list?
No, just a pros list. We need someone with pro photography to showcase the house in the best possible way, pro marketing to make sure we get maximum exposure, pro negotiations so we know we get the best price.
This is one of those times where you already know the right answer, isn't it?
You know it is. Ben Bleicher and Professional Realty Group.
Contact Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's Home Services Ambassador. Online at prg-ne.com.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just a professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier furry friends.
Back to Bigger Than the Score with Peter Ferguson on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back to 93.7 The Ticket, Bigger Than the Score. This is Peter Ferguson BHS LLC, and then also got Harrison's on the 1s and 2s on the board. And we have transitioned. We've got another group of individuals. We brought back Matt and Brinley. How you doing? Good, awesome. And we got 2 other scholars off Timberwolves Ubuntu team that have been taste testing. They've been out there feeding their bellies, making it happen. So tell us who you are.
I'm Erica.
Okay, Erica, how you doing?
Good.
All right, Erica, glad to see you here.
I'm Ellie.
Ellie's up here repping the Kansas Jayhawks stuff. There you go. Way to make it happen. And you 2 young ladies are part of the team that we just had Veda and Macy on as well, and Coach Ruben and Coach Giles. So welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, okay, awesome. So first off, Ellie, tell us a little bit. Well, who are you? I mean, you said who you are, but where have you gone to school? Have you always lived in Lincoln? And tell us who's in your family.
Okay, so I've always lived in Lincoln, and I went to elementary school and I went to Morley, and now I'm going to Lux and I'm in 6th grade.
Okay, making it happen. A little baller out there. Now, Ellie, I've known her for a while, and she comes in dressed to a T, ready to make it happen. I don't think she's ever outside of Kansas stuff or Jordan stuff, so I like that. Tell us about you.
I've always lived in Lincoln. I went for elementary. I went to Hill and then transferred to Adams, and I'm at middle school, 6th grade, going to Scott.
Okay, fantastic. So we got a couple 6th graders repping. I think we had 7th graders earlier, so love that. So who's in your family?
My dad, my sister, my mom, and my brother.
Okay, now give them a shout out by name, because sometimes they get a little upset, and start with mom, because sometimes we forget mom, and then mom's up here at the window and be like, hey, don't.
Well, my mom's Danny, my dad's Steve, my sister's Kaylee, and my brother's Chase.
Awesome. Did you tell us how who's in your family and you got any pets?
Oh yeah, I have 2 dogs, Ramona and Mosley.
Okay.
And they're super ornery. And then I have my parents, Amy and Dan, and then my brother Ryan.
Okay. So we asked the question before to the scholars that were here before, and you got Chef Matt here. So I'm going to ask it to you. If you had to get rid of one thing, biscuits, waffles, French toast, or pancakes, which one would it be?
Biscuits.
Biscuits. Okay.
I can't decide any of those.
Oh.
I like them all.
Okay, I like that. Really, what about you? You get rid of pancakes? Okay. Why pancakes? Because I know your dad throws it down with pancakes. Oh, they're too soft. They're too soft. Okay, the pancakes. Harrison, what about you? I think we've asked this question before, but what about you?
Oh yeah, I'm getting rid of the pancakes. That's a great call. The waffles, you got more texture. You can get a little more creative with the waffles. They hold the syrup in better. The pancakes are just a little too simple.
See, I'm a biscuits. I always tell people, if you haven't had Lita M. Ferguson's biscuits, she's passed away, but that was my mom from scratch. You can't say anything. We used to live in Washington State. We picked raspberries and strawberries, out from the field. She made strawberry jam, and then we could put syrup or honey on those. Oh, I'd eat those things for days. So when people say biscuits, I'm like, you just had McDonald's or Burger King. Nothing against them. If they want to sponsor 93.7 The Ticket, we will gladly go ahead and take those biscuits. But that's my personal testimony right there. So both of you, why don't you just, when we talked about team a little bit, tell us like what makes a good team? What makes a good team?
Well, I think it's like teammates being good and coaches being good. There's good community.
Okay, good community. Ellie, what about you?
Like teammates sticking together, and you should thank your coaches after every game and practice and stuff.
Oh, I love that, Matt. As you sit here and you hear those type of things, what is that? How does that resonate with you? Maybe not just in sports, but just in life in general with the work that you do.
Yeah, I think that the first thing I thought of was hear them talk about is like selflessness, right? Selflessness and gratitude. That's one of the things when I was with you last, I talked to the scholars about, which is just being grateful for the moment, being grateful for what you experience. And I think, being able to go in and show appreciation for your coaches after a game in practice, that's a pretty powerful thing to do.
Wow. As you all hear that, and he talked about selflessness, and I want to go to kind of advice. What's a piece of advice that you would have? And I asked the other group this, for individuals, whether they're in sports or outside of sports, from kindergarten on through college. What's a piece of advice that you would have for those, I say, scholars?
Well, try and focus on you sometimes and help out other people sometimes too.
Wow. Why would you say kind of focus on you? Because some people be like, wow, that's, that kind of seems like you're not giving or you're not a servant leader. But I think what you said is a really, really important statement. What's something somebody can do to focus on themselves in a good way?
Give yourself time to do stuff and don't rush everything.
Wow. That's great advice. Great advice. Ellie, what about you?
You should always stick together with your family and stuff, and be nice to everyone.
Okay, I like that. What's an example of how you do that?
So if someone's being mean to you, say you don't have to be mean back.
I like that. So if you were to give advice to a seasoned professional, so you got three individuals over here on this side of the room, not really us three, what's a piece of advice that you would give to adult individuals? I'm going to ask you, what is a piece of advice that you'd give to coaches specifically?
Well, don't be too hard on your team, but also be a little hard on them so they get their stuff done and work on the sport so you guys can be better.
Wow. We hear the term, if you hear the term warm demander, what is a coach that does that really well? What's an example of something they can do?
They can make them run if they're not focusing, but if it's something really small, not really, but only a little bit, if it's big enough to make them run.
Okay. Ellie, what's a piece of advice that you would give to us more seasoned professionals or older individuals?
If you're coached, be intense, even if you don't have to, and keep if somebody does something right, keep pushing them to do it better.
Okay. Like that. So Matt, you brought some food in today, and we're gonna have some reviewers, and you're gonna get to y'all sampled everything, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So we're gonna get the honest review from these two scholars. What did you bring in today, and what are they reviewing?
Yes, we brought a few things in. We brought in some cheddar and herb biscuits.
Okay.
I know you like biscuits.
Oh,
so
yes, most definitely. Yes, thank you for throwing it down.
Brought in some peppered bacon, some homemade cinnamon rolls with a cream cheese icing, and then some cheesy scrambled eggs.
Okay. I probably gave my personal opinion away with the but we've got you two. What's your review of the items that you had? And tell us what you liked or how you can improve those items, if it's more frosting or whatever it might be.
Well, I mean, I just like food, so I don't really have that much to say. Yeah, I can't really say anything.
Okay, so why should since you liked everything that was out there, give us your 30-second testimonial why you should eat Mr. Chef Matt's food.
Because food is good, and that's why you should eat it.
Awesome. Like that.
I like okay, so it was all good. There's not, and I wouldn't change anything. And it's just like I love the bacon.
Okay, what about the bacon made it stick out to you?
Okay, so it was like soft, and I like it like that. And then it was like not like too crispy.
Soft and not too crisp. And you like the pepper that was on it?
Yeah.
Okay, I like that. So I'm gonna ask both of you the question I asked earlier. You can invite one person to a meal. Okay, you can invite them to breakfast, lunch, dinner, or a snack. Because I consider snack a full meal. Okay, who would it be and why?
Either my dad or Vern, which is also my cousin VJ, but because they're really good people, and probably McDonald's because it's something I do with my dad a lot after my softball games, and also I don't know what Vern likes. So that's why.
Awesome. Well, and Vern's getting all sorts of invites. I mean, I don't think Vern's not gonna have to stay home for Thanksgiving, Harrison.
He's gonna have a few McDonald's meals rolling his way.
and also shout out to your dad, if you want to give his name again, but he is also a veteran and served as well.
Can I say something? So, happy Veterans Day to my dad, Steve, Vern, and all my other family members that have been in the military or still are, like my cousin Colton.
Wow. Awesome. Thanks for saying that. Ellie, what about you? So what's a meal that you would invite somebody to, breakfast, lunch, dinner, or snack, and why?
I'd probably invite probably my brother, Ryan, because he goes outside with me almost every day and teaches me basics of basketball and stuff and plays me and helps me get better.
Awesome. And really, I know this is who would you want to eat something with?
Daddy.
Okay, there you go. Got it programmed well right there. You're like right about you. Matt, what about you? Like who would you invite? And then which meal?
Definitely this one right here. We really bond over food and cooking together. So it's kind of a fun experience for us. But she's a big breakfast girl. So that's kind of what today was all about, was sharing some of the food that she loves. Cinnamon rolls and eggs are one of her go-tos. So I'm not a big sweets fan, but if she likes it, I'll sit down and eat with her.
Awesome. Love that. For a couple questions for last of you, what's a food that brings you joy?
Any Italian food. I just really like Italian food.
Wow. Okay. Any Italian food. I like that. I know you said anything, but anything specific that like it gets put in front of you, you're like, that's it.
Mostaccioli pasta.
Ooh, that's pretty specific right there. You said any Italian food, and she was like, mostaccioli pasta right there. Okay. Anybody at home cook that makes it the way you want it? Or is there a place is there a certain place that you go? You don't have to say the place, but.
Really, it does not matter.
Okay.
As long as it tastes good, I don't care.
Awesome. Ellie, what about you?
I like fettuccine Alfredo from Olive Garden.
Wow, she's up there. Okay, she's looking for that NIL deal right there. let us know, Olive Garden, if that's a possibility for Ellie and everything else. In closing, what's something that you all would want to share with the greater community? Like, as you think about your team, let's go this way. What makes your team special?
Well, it's my first year playing for them, and everyone just kind of welcomed me, and I don't talk to everyone, but it's just I'm able to talk to people more than I was. So I played for the Lasers. We have better practices in my opinion too. Like I get there longer, and I don't get home till like 9:30. But they were only an hour at the Lasers because there's so many people there.
Okay, so you like some of the details and some of the things you do. Obviously, you got Coach Vern and Coach Rubin there, and I know they like to go at it, and they would have you there till 11:30 if they possibly could. But that's awesome. Ellie, what makes the team special? What are some characteristics that make this team special?
My teammates, like I said before, like all of us sticking together, and then having good coaches and stuff.
Awesome. Matt, what's something that, as you look at these young ladies that have been in the space, what's something that's impressed you? And then what's a piece of advice that you would give to them?
Yeah, I think everything that they talk about is just selflessness. I know I said that before, but I think it's cool to see today's youth growing up and kind of that selfless mindset. I think that translates to everything else in life
Awesome.
so much. And then, I'd say as far as advice goes, approach everything that you do, whether it's sports, school, family, friends, approach that with love and understanding. I think that's something that's very valuable in today's society. The more we can just love the process that you're doing, love the journey that you're on, and understand you're interacting with people with a lot of different experiences and backgrounds, a lot of different things going on in their lives. So I think that really helps put yourself in a good position in life.
Awesome. Young ladies, in closing it out, give like a shout out to anybody that you want to give a shout out to. I know you did a couple people already, but give a shout out to who you want to give a shout out to.
Okay. I don't know if any of my friends are watching this. I told one of mine to, but my friend Eva, my friend Davin, and my cousin Jillian. I texted her this morning and I know she's not watching it, but I don't care. She's my favorite cousin.
Awesome. Well, she'll be able to watch on YouTube, Amazon Prime, Twitter, and she'll be able to see the replays. Ellie, who do you want to give a shout out to?
My parents, my brother, and my dogs.
Oh, the dogs are probably sitting there watching.
Yeah.
Matt, how can people get a hold of you if they want to enlist your services? I know you'll be back here as a guest with The Drive, but you are now officially our chef. But we'll have contract negotiations later.
There we go. Yeah, you can find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Matthew Ney, Nehe. And then also my website is chefmattney.com.
All right, Brinley, you want to say hi to anybody?
Hi, Winona.
Awesome. There you go. Great way to end. Hey, again, this is Pete Ferguson with 93.7 The Ticket, Bigger Than the Score, every Sunday at 8 a.m. Please, we appreciate you listening. We appreciate the young ladies. We appreciate Chef for being here today. 1040 O Street. Again, we'll see you next Sunday.
Thank you.